Hello and a very warm welcome. Thanks for tuning into News 9 Live. That's the question that we're going to be talking about over the next couple of minutes, because Elon Musk has suggested that to consume news, you must now pay on Twitter. And if you're one of those who consumes news on Twitter, now be prepared to pay for what you read. Twitter boss Elon Musk has said that media houses can now charge on a per article basis if the users do not opt for a monthly subscription. And the microblogging platform will facilitate publishers to charge users with one click. He said that the plan would begin next month, but provided no details on exact pricing or what cut Twitter would be making. Musk has been a long-standing advocate of paywall on media websites for subscription-based content even before he took over the microblogging website. Rolling out next month, this platform will allow media publishers to charge users on a per-article basis with one click. This enables users who would not sign up for a monthly subscription to pay a higher per-article price for when they want to read an occasional article. Should be a major win-win, Elon Musk says, both for the media organizations and the public. My colleague Varghese Abraham joins us in the studio here. Varghese, ever since the edit button, the polling, the new elements that Elon Musk has been trying to introduce to Twitter. And let's not forget, Twitter has now become a platform for consumption and dissemination of information and news. So on the one hand, you have the challenge of doing away with fake news and chatbot accounts and all of that. On the other hand, you've got to deal with Elon Musk's whims and fancies every now and then. This time around, it's paying for news. Do you read news on Twitter? How difficult is this going to be? What kind of a landscape shift will this turn into?
Well, interestingly enough, it looks like a business shift. You're talking about trying to monetize from the fact that Twitter has had such a huge number of followers and as well as the number of people who've signed up for it. So he's looking at monetizing it rather. So when you talk about the blue tick, of course he says the celebrities and whoever it is who's got a blue tick are people of repute and they have the ability to pay, so let them pay for it. Nothing comes free. That is what Elon Musk is probably trying to do. And he's trying to create revenue sources for Twitter as well. Now, you and I have been very familiar with the fact that this entire social media platform of Twitter has been some place where we went to look at things for free. And now it looks like there's no longer a free lunch that is going to be provided. The bigger issue is that how will people react to it? We must understand that netizens, a lot of people go on the internet, believe that you are looking at something where you have to get information free. They've been used to it, and it's something that has been there from the time internet has been born, that information has been free. What Elon Musk is trying to do is to bring in an idea of business where he's trying to create a revenue model by which you pay for the content that is put on Twitter, as well as you pay for reading it, and as well as you try to get your blue tick and the polls and other things, that the features that he's trying to make it monetize. But the issue over here clearly is that something that is free, that you have been gotten to use to be free, and now you're trying to put a paywall to it, it's going to, in fact, it is bound to hit back at you. And there is this issue, another issue that has come up is that there is this issue about splinternets happening. So those who are on the internet are no longer in an internet, they are in a splinternet. And Twitter is now becoming a splinternet entity by creating this sort of paywall and as well as trying to have monetize on the information that is there.
But he says there that media publishers are going to be allowed to charge for the news articles.
So
now, if you're a news
I'm
firm,
not going to put on the
if you're a news firm,
I'm not going to put it on my platform for free, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I'm not going to put it. So I'm going to get a cut for this, which he's not revealed about how much Twitter will be making by ensuring that paywall is in place. So now what he's technically doing is he's trying to, in a way, in business terms, it makes sense. But in terms of information flow, he is destroying the internet and he's creating a splinternet. Twitter is now nothing more than a splinternet phenomenon.
What about these other firms that are, let's say, competitors of Twitter will now look at this as an opportunity? What Twitter did for so many years, maybe these other platforms can now do. But I'm more worried about, Varghese, about the clickbait system. I mean, even before I was supposed to be paying for these articles, there'd be a snazzy headline that I'd just go and click on it, and the article not so much to do with the headline per se. But now it seems like even to that leap of faith is going to cost me extra money now.
Everything is going to cost you money. Everything is going to be monetized. Everything. The clickbait fact is that probably in business terms, he might be looking at creating a revenue model. He might be looking at how to monetize. He's trying to create, because the internet has been a free medium for a very long time. And now there are people who are trying to monetize it. Twitter being based on the internet, Twitter being a platform on the internet has been free, as I was earlier saying. But now the issue is that how many of you who have got used to it being free, how many of you are willing to pay for things on it? So Twitter is trying something bold, but will it last? Well, that is something that only time can tell, because as a generation and the previous generation, the generation is used to free information.
So SpaceX, Tesla, and now Twitter is going to, sort of like turn into this next generation revenue, digital revenue model for Elon Musk. And I mean, if you're a businessman, I'm sure there are going to be businessmen outside looking at this particular news and, really clapping their hands, really, lending, an applause to Elon Musk for his inquisitive brain, for his creative ways of making money.
They are, but the bigger question is, will he be able to meet this challenge? Because I don't think so there is a proper revenue model established anywhere on information being free on the internet. We are talking about the donation system when it comes to news, where people say subscribe and pay so that we can keep it free for you.
Right.
People have been asking for it. Then they say that we'll try to keep it as partial kind of a paywall system, where we are talking about some articles being on the paywall, some articles being quite free on it. Now, the problem with the internet is, Kabir, that people are not going to wait for information to be paid to view that. You have people coming out and just tweeting information.
Right.
So I'm going to be abreast with that information.
And with money comes accountability as well. Yeah. And I'm sure the netizens are going to be divided. So we'll have to wait and watch as to what kind of furor comes our way.
I hope he's able to get a revenue model. That's the thing that I'm looking at. Whether he's able to create a revenue model. That's the only thing I'm looking at, because it's going to be very difficult.
All right. Well, you heard the man. It is going to be difficult, but a lot of businessmen out there already, applauding Elon Musk's micro revenue models that he keeps on bringing ever since that edit button to polling, and now the blue tick removal. You got a subscription model. Now you must pay for reading news on Twitter, and he's also going to push forth for these media publishers to charge these viewers as well. And who's going to not charge viewers for putting their item, their commodity out there? On that note, we're going to shut this conversation up. We will in fact see what happens on the microblogging website. Will we now see a magenta take come up in one of these days? We'll have to wait and find out. Varghese, many thanks for joining with us. Lots more coming right on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Keep it with News9 Live.